post-op day 5, and today is travel day. And to be real with everybody here, I don't think this is gonna be fun. If you ever traveled after a major surgery, it sucks. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of carrying, there's a lot of whatever. But like, I don't wanna be the main character of the story today. I don't even wanna be a fucking side quest, so we're taking oxys. I haven't needed a whole lot of the opiates as of late because the pain's been so minimal, but when it comes to traveling, the last thing you wanna do is try to play the hero. So because we're heading to the airport in about an hour, right as we go into the car, I'm gonna take the pill. Reason why is because it has a time for it to kick in. By the time I get to the airport, I wanna feel nothing. And because we're taking opiates, we're also gonna take some stool softener because the last thing I wanna do is have an existential crisis on the toilet bowl, which is what it already feels like every time I try to blow my nose. Now, luckily, because of the Crohn's, I know a couple tricks about going through airports when you're, you know, kind of out of it. And I'm gonna show you guys how to skip every line in security altogether. And a bit of a side last note as well, if you are traveling through international borders with controlled substances like opiates that are prescribed to you, don't try to hide them, have them in a bag, have them in a front pocket, so that if security finds them, they find them quickly and they don't feel like you hid them. If they feel like you hid them, you're gonna be hit with a bunch of questions you don't wanna have to answer. All right, let's go to the airport. Okay, so it turns out that the security line was actually like super dead. So there was no point to having some poor soul push my heavy ass across the security line. But the thing is that if you have an injury, if you, like, you know, right now post-surgery, and you actually get somebody to push you through, you get to skip the entire security line. Which begs me to think, what if you were like super late to your flight, you just ask for someone to push you through the wheelchair and you skip all the way through customs. Now, right now all I have to do is security, but like in Canada, when you cross through and you have to go through the US customs, you would skip the entire like half an hour line just by getting someone to push you through the chair. So that's super interesting to think about. I gotta say, the food here, pretty good. I'm pretty pumped about that. But yeah, I have like 3 hours to kill, so I'm just gonna edit the footage I have so far, and then we're gonna head into the plane. Right now, my pain meds kicked in really nicely, but I might have taken them too early, so we might have to double up for the next plane ride, which means I might be completely comatose for the next 6 hours. One interesting note, actually, I've been posting YouTube videos for what, like 12 years almost, but these daily videos have made me feel like they pushed me to make me feel so much more comfortable filming in public. Like, there's people all around me right now, and for some reason I don't care as much as I used to because I'm forcing myself to post. So, super cool thing. Also, what do you guys think of the recent thumbnails? I feel as though like that's definitely going to be like the new style from now on, and I think they work. So I definitely recommend getting the first seats because you get more leg space and you can actually recline a lot better, which helps if you have a, you know, whole line across your stomach. And how insane would it have been if I would have gotten pulled into secondary inspections with this many pills and peptides from Transcend? Holy shit. All right, so we just got home last night. I'll be honest, I was gonna try to do a video more based on like travel hacks and stuff like that, but we ended up having to rush so fast in between flights that I didn't even get to film at the second airport, which made the whole video very anticlimactic. So this whole daily video thing is gonna be the absolute death of me because today, like, I'm gonna be posting this today. Like, we are the 21st. Which means I'm gonna film this part, edit it, and post it in the next like 3 hours. But one thing I noticed, I am jiggly. Let's start by getting my weight. 264.7, holy shit. Because remember, I was like 242-ish pounds when I left. So let me show you what I mean by jiggly. Let's take all of this off here. Oh, this feels so good. Look, I don't know what women feel like when they take off their bra after a long day at work. I'm assuming it feels something like this. So let me just lower this so we can see the incision part. First of all, how crazy good does that look? But also, sorry for this. Look at all of the extra water that I'm holding in my legs right now. Might not seem that obvious, but like all of this
this is so full of water right here. And it, like, my butt is actually crazy. If I, ouch. All of this is like full of water. You can tell by the way that it jiggles that it's not just fat, it's just full of water. And obviously, well, my back is very, oops, like this part right here, like all of this, as you can see, just from where the pad laid, is all like indented because this is like compressed, this is full of fluid. And same with my back here, this is a lot bigger than what it was before. And the reason for that is because when lymphatic channels are disrupted, and your lymphatic system is what drains your body of all the fluid that kind of just hangs around. But when your lymphatic channels are disrupted because of a surgery like this, body kind of freaks out. And it doesn't know where to go, where to send what. So in this case, I'm holding water in all of these weird places. And if you look at somebody like Jesse, Progressive Overhaul, after he had his top surgery done, his whole torso, his legs blew up like in 4 or 5 inches. Because, again, the body didn't know where to send fluid. So right now I'm holding on to about 20 pounds of extra water. And you can tell that it's just water in this area, because in my upper area here, I can still see my brachialis definition, and that's when I know that I'm getting lean, right? So I've been eating relatively very good. Obviously, no, post-surgery, I had a couple things that weren't perfect, who cares? But for the most part, I've been eating pretty much on plan. But I'm 22 pounds up from when I left. Crazy. So, honestly, the whole point of me showing you guys this was just don't freak out. Don't freak out when it happens. If you do get surgery, your weight's gonna skyrocket up for a while. Plus, I was on planes all day yesterday. And we know that when I do ride planes, I gain a lot of water. That just gets held. But how crazy is that, though? And the fact that there's no pain is also just absurd to me. But that is crazy. All right, we're gonna stop it here for today's video because I have to start shooting today's video now. These daily videos are hard, but I really do enjoy them because it's forcing me to be creative. It's forcing me to make content, and not really happy for that. So if you are here till the end, thank you for making it all the way here. And you know what, for a question for today, so this used to be the shirts that I wore back when I used to be a DJ, right? This was my old logo for Goliath. Should I bring these back? And then in the front, there was some weird unicorn elephant thing, which honestly, I still think is a vibe. Should I bring these back? If I did sell them, I wouldn't want to make any money off them, so either I'll give the funds to charity, or I'll just put them so low that it's essentially just a cost. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. But as always, let's change the world together.